at that moment, I knew my life had changed forever.
Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because you've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina.
Meet Tina, stars Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
Good morning, Amelia. You're passing it over to me.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy. Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation, they do finances. I talk about traumedy. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good.
Stars Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Renee, Alicia, smiling. When we come into this space, I'm going to repeat that again. When we come into this space, I always think of motivation. Motivation is what keeps me going. Motivation is what sparks my fire. But we all know that motivation doesn't last, right? When we leave the gym, when we leave the clubhouse room, if you want to see my face, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube. And when you don't see it, that motivation may leave as well, right? That's not cool. That's why we need that deep, deep, deep inspiration. I ask you right now, family and friends, what inspires you? Do me a favor, write in the chat, what's one thing that inspires you? For me, it's always my children. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, and I was getting so much glee. Good morning, Jessica, over there on Instagram. It was my daughter's birthday. Good morning, Brian, coming into Clubhouse. And she turned 33, and I cannot believe that I have a 33-year-old daughter. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. But that is something that inspires me to be the best mom that I can be, to just be that example, right? I'm going to look in the chat to see if anyone here. Of course, Trisha said her husband. We just had a great conversation on clarity. Ooh, baby. We're going to add that to the conversation today, clarity, because expectations come when you don't have clarity. We all need clarity. Gail said laughter. I love that. If Angeline was here, I would say Dale and Angeline, they're like the laughing fools. Who else wants to write in the chat? Renee said Amelia is amazing. Talk to me, guys. What inspires you? What inspires you to get up in the morning? What inspires you to work even harder? What inspires you to eat clean, to live, right? To live your best life? And if you don't know, well, maybe you might want to think about that. Again, good morning to all my little pink tickets. I see Maria, Selena, McCall, Leslie coming up, Ingrid, Jess. You guys want to grab a pink ticket and add it and join our club. I see my mother in the building. Remember, everyone has a seat at the table. So if you want to share, if you want to talk, come on up, because this is kind of like a workshop today. I want to hear from you. We're all going to be learning from each other. If you're on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, just come on over to the clubhouse, right? Breakfast with Champions is the best morning show. Jessica said God and her son is what inspires her. I love that. Rian, Alicia, Senzenia, Dr. Fran, and Jilly, Benji, Kathy, Yashira, Soft, Wisdom, Laura, Renee, Amanda, Shannon, Jill, Dana, Najami, good morning. I see Mike, I see Rumi, Amanda, Sarah, Robin, M. Saul, Rosal, Dominica, Lawanda, River, Dr. Angelia, Chris, And of course, Carla, Gail, and Tiffany, Leslie, Sonia Smiling, Alicia Renee, GA in the building, Christina Howard. I don't know if you're able to unmic. Can you talk about your event? I was thinking about you the other day. I don't know if you're able to share. If so, I would love to hear you talk about your event. She has an event every year, guys. I believe it's in January. If she can speak, she'll unmic. Go for it, Christina.
Good morning, stars. So great to hear you this morning. I'm always like missing you on Monday mornings, but great morning. And let me just tell you that I enjoy your newsletters because the information that you have in there are just amazing. And the recipes, I love the recipes. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, we are coming up on our 7th annual.
Wow. Wait, Christina. Did you say 7?
Seven,
Wow.
yes. Wow. We are coming up on the 7th annual Youth and Young Adults Transformational Summit coming up in January. Last weekend, January 30th through February 1st, Friday through Sunday in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm a little bit behind with registrations this year. I was working on getting registration open on this past Friday, but the landing page is just not where I want it to be yet. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, prayerfully, it will be done this week so that I can get registration open. The hotel, we do have a hotel block. For those of you that don't know, we are every year, the last weekend in January, what we do is we come together and we pour into the youth and young adults, ages 13 through 25 years old. We do have younger ages that are there as well with their parents that bring the older kids. But we come and we come together. We give students hope, inspiration, tips, tools, strategies on how to help them better themselves and set them up for future success. So, Stars Tina, we are looking forward to an incredible time again. And we have a black belt coming this time around. He's going to be doing a 90-minute presentation to actually teach the youth and young adults on how to overcome barriers and those limiting beliefs. And so everybody will get a chance to do a board breaking exercise. So I'm extremely excited about that. Lots of things coming, and a little bit of surprises coming as well. But yeah, reach out to me if anybody have any questions. Just DM me or go to the website iyms.world and send in your questions. Thank you, Stars.
I love it. Please put it in the chat. And this is what's so great about community and so great about Breakfast with Champions. Christina allowed me to speak at her event a couple of years ago. Amazing, wonderful. And it was just with such excellence, right? When it comes to children, we all know that goes deep to my heart because, I have a nonprofit and, it's all about the children. Christina, I don't know if I told you, with the children's book that I wrote, of course, I do have it with me. By the way, guys, I'm in my studio. I got my own office, but that's where I am now, so I feel good. So I have supplies. But with this book right here, Christina, and those of you watching, I was speaking to some students in a school because I speak about traumedy. And traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When that happens, life-changing experiences occur. People try to run away from these. And after my first book came out, which is No More Traumedy, someone said to me, well, Tina, children go through traumedies too. And I'm like, okay. And I was speaking at this school to some children. And what I do is I like to, forgive me, guys. This is just an impromptu conversation today. If you're watching, you see I have an emoji board up. And we always ask people, right, like, how do you feel? And a lot of people don't know how to say how they feel. They don't understand feelings. So I have this emoji board and I ask the children, how do you feel? And on my last time with them, I said, what happens when you don't share or express how you feel? And this little girl, I was talking to 6th graders, she raised her hand and she said, when you don't express how you feel, you can commit suicide and die. And when she said that, I was blown away. I'm like, okay, with 75 kids in front of me, a principal, a teacher, and it was like this download from God said, Tina, you're not doing enough. And from then I decided to create this book, Traumedy No More for Kids, where we teach children, one, how to understand what they're feeling, because if they don't understand, they get frustrated, right? And then after we taught them how to understand how they're feeling. Second, we taught them how to express it, to say it, right? And lastly, which is the most important thing, is we teach them we give them tools, skills, and strategies of how to push through those pains by doing things like yoga, running, listening to music. And this book has little exercises and everything. And this is the book that Amelia did the forward in, that I was just like, oh my gosh, and it's so good. And if you want any of these, you can go to my link in my bio or website or whatever. They are available. So I do want to say, Christina, I do plan on being there this year. I want to be there to support. And if you have a flyer or a date, because I know a couple of people in South Carolina, and I'll probably do like another little a workshop there of my own. So please, or we can reach out to you, Renee and I, so we can get those dates. If you're watching, we're on Breakfast with Champions. We're talking about going to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. What's that date again, Christina? Myrtle Beach?
It's Myrtle Beach, January 30th through February 1st, last weekend. And just so everybody knows, many of our BWC hosts, we're there every year. Pastor Jeff is just a huge supporter. T.M. Hyman, another huge supporter. He's our MC every single year. Trisha Rue, man, I can't, Natasha, I can't even begin to name everybody right now, but a lot of the BWC hosts, Stars Tina, we had some great comments about you when you gave the breakout session. A lot of our BWC hosts, we're there every year. So if you have a youth or young adult, bring them, and join in on the, help us pour into the youth and adults, and not only help us pour into them, but we have fun as well.
Yes. It's kind of like a nice reset, right? Because it's the beginning of the year. You get to be around some amazing champions, and that lines right up into today's topic. But before we get into today's topic, I just want to acknowledge Renee, because Christina said, oh, I like your newsletters. And that's all about Renee, because, you have to have that person in your life. Well, you don't have to. It helps when you have that guide with you. And Renee is that for me. So if you guys don't know, Renee is in charge of our nutrition emails. And I said, Renee, let's focus on this. So there, like she said, there's recipes, because we are all about fitness. We're all about that life of getting focused. We run an online fitness boutique studio, and now I'm in person. So I'm here in Florida, classes here in person, so you can see me face to face. And I started this during COVID online, right? And then expanded, but it's bigger than that. I don't know if you can see the sign behind me, but it says Holistic Wellness Center. That's what happens when you come here. My main focus, my target, is to teach women how to understand what they're feeling. So before they crash out, before they freak out, we give them the tools to understand that, right? Whether you're going through anxiety or depression, or you're about to get there, whatever, we want to fix you before you get there, right? It's the whole prevention thing. So that's what we do here in the studio. We have classes, we have workshops, and it's not just me. That's what's so cool. We have a community of people. So we're going to jump right into today's topic. Actually, I got an hour, so we have some time. So I would love to hear weekend. You want to unmic? We know Trisha did something with her husband. Trisha, what'd you do with the hubby this weekend? Talk to us, girlfriend. If you guys want to unmic and share your love for the weekend.
Hey, Tina, good morning. It's Trisha.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Yes, I did do something with my husband, but I did something with my daughter also. We all got together and spent the weekend around the yard doing some cleanup for the fall. And her boyfriend was here with us also, and we just had some family time. So that was a win for me. It was a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And that's what we did. And it's always good to have family time. So
I love that.
That's what I did. Love it.
And I love how you said,
thank you for letting me share.
I love how you said you guys cleaned up together. That's a good way to get them in there. I see some notes here in the chat. Don't forget, like we said, connect with Christina, IYMS 7th annual. I love the number 7. So I'm so excited to be there. Hopefully you can come to Renee. We're going to make like a whole party. Tiffany, bring your daughter and come meet us in Myrtle Beach. River says, Tina, I love that you wrote your book for the youth as well, because being able to express how they are feeling is fundamental to their well-being. This is amazing what you have created to help them heal, grow, and become their greatest self. Thank you very much, River Scott. Christina loves the newsletter. All right, who else? Weekend. Talk to me.
Oh, read that next thing that Christina just wrote.
Love the newsletter, Renee. Stars, I have extra copies of your first book to give away. Oh, nice. We like that. My mother said she wants to come. We're going to make it a whole fair. Christina, now, I don't know about the children. Mommy, can we bring Elisa? Let's see. What am I going to commit? Christina, I'm going to commit to 20 people. I'm committing. Committing means something you're doing, no ifs, ands, or buts. So Renee, you're coming. Mommy, me, my cousin Elisa. Carla, you're closer. You got to come. All right. Okay, can I say 10? 20 is a lot.
Yes, you absolutely can. I'll see.
Don't let her off the hook. Consistency, commitment, 20 people.
I'm going to take Pastor Jeff as one.
That first start, right, Pastor Jeff?
Absolutely.
You know I'm always thinking too big. I'm going to claim Pastor Jeff and Trisha and TM.
That's not fair.
All right. Weekend. Let me hear. Pastor Jeff, what was great about your weekend? Talk to me. I was in your hood, by the way.
My weekend was spent serving. I went to the hospital for my neighbor who is going through some challenges currently. And other than that, I did homework and I took time for Pastor Jeff. And then I did what I always do every weekend that I have internet or I'm available at 3:00 right here on Clubhouse. Strong Love talks about PTSD for those who are challenged with PTSD, those who are caregivers of those who's challenged with PTSD, and those who just want to know more about it, because it's important with all of those military veterans who have been diagnosed or undiagnosed, as well as Stina talks about no more trauma. Many in this listening space right now, you have been traumatized to a point that you have symptoms of PTSD and you don't even know it. Back to you, Tina.
Thank you, PJ. So those are our shares for the weekend. I had an amazing weekend. Of course, I'm going to weave it into today. I'm Tina. I'm here the first Tuesday of each month from 8 to 9. Loving this new time slot. And then the second and third Monday, 5 a.m. And then the last week, we have someone else. But I'm excited about today. Today, we're going to be talking about consistency because you need it in all areas of your life. If you like what you're hearing, what you hear today, and you want a little bit more, you can click the link. I'm doing an in-person and virtual workshop on consistency because everything that you need in life begins with consistency. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is it that you really want in life? Because in order to be consistent, you got to realize what you're being consistent in and why you're being consistent, right? Maybe you want to be consistent with drinking enough water. Maybe you want to be consistent with getting to work on time. I think it's very important to realize what it is that you want. And then, of course, the why. Why do you want it, right? So for me, the consistency was exercising, eating clean, all the health and wellness things, because it's a feeling for me, right? When I'm more healthy and fit, I have more energy. I have more life. And you're probably like, how can she have more life to herself? Yesterday, I'm teaching in person. I love it. Spin classes. And yesterday I taught a spin class and the manager of the gym, she stopped by to watch me. Now, if you have ever taken my spin class, it is like balls to the walls, like party in a box. It's amazing, right? So she called with me last night, and I am that person. I absolutely love growth changing conversations. I don't like to say constructive criticism because it's like doesn't sound good in my ears, but growth changing tips and advice. So she called me last night and she's talking to me. And when you're giving someone advice, you don't want to just bad them. This is bad, that is bad. You want to build them. Build, burn, build, right? So she started, I love your energy. I love your 2 ponytails. Because whenever I teach, I do like 2 ponytails. That's my thing, right? I love the look. I love your energy, blah, blah. And then she's like, you gotta bring the energy down when you start. Because when I start, I'm like out the gate. And yesterday I was a little nervous because the microphone wasn't acting right. So I didn't get my right prep. And I came out the gate. Think of a race with horses. And it's like the gate goes ding. And they're like, bah! That's how I started the class. Legit by song 2, I was like, and it wasn't even from writing. It was the energy I was giving. And she was saying to me, Tina, when you're teaching, don't give them so much in the beginning. Make them earn it, right? And I think sometimes, at least for me anyway, I'm just giving too much too quickly, and you have to pace yourself. And why are you doing this? One, she says, make them earn it, and then they'll appreciate it more, right? If you're giving too much, people are going to just expect it all the time, and then they don't really appreciate what you're giving them. So you have to realize what it is that you want. And I want to be the best instructor, various reasons. One, for me, It gives me that feeling, and then I'm able to transform lives with others. Anyone else or anyone want to share something that they feel that they want to be consistent at? If you want to be better at singing, dancing, what is that one thing, if you have anything? If not, I'm going to go into my tips of how to be consistent. All righty, crew. Tip number 1, here we go, on how to be consistent. The first thing I'm going to say is go to events. Do me a favor right now, write in the chat some events you've gone to. We already know Christina's got her event coming up, right? What is your event that you, an event you've gone to? This weekend, I had the opportunity to serve for Ashley Kirkwood in Georgia. She has an event, and her event is called Speak Your Way to Cash. This is her playbook right here. And if you're looking at this screen right here, look at this playbook right here, guys. This is, it's over 100 pages. And playbook is pretty much her, like, you know, when you go to an event and they give you a book with all who's going to be there and tips and tricks. This book right here, over 100 pages. People are like, can I get another copy? They're like, nope, it comes with the, you know, with the ticket. And the reason why going to events is going to help you be consistent is because it keeps you focused. It keeps you on track, and it gives you new ideas. So I want to share some things that I learned from this event because it was a 3-day conference. And the reason why conferences work and they're 3 days is because it takes about 3 days for your brain, for your mind, for your body to recalibrate, to reframe, to transform. Right? But you have to do the work. You have to keep going. Now, she had so many amazing speakers. And let me tell you, when I see greatness, when I'm around it, when I feel it, when I see them and I'm talking to them, oh, baby, it lights a fire under me. And that's why I know all of the champions here in BWC, that's why we're all so great, because iron sharpens iron. You've heard that, right? When you're around these amazing people, it's like Wonder Twin powers activate, or whatever that cartoon is, where each person's got these superpowers. We all have our unique personalities, our unique superpowers. And when you're around them, it's like, let's just say, help me out, somebody. What cartoon was that where someone was like fire, another one was water, and they had superpowers? Anyone know what I'm talking about, or am I making this up? Because I'm really...
You're not making it up, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, anyone know? Anyway, we each have individual superpowers. Like Maria, her heart, right? Her heart and her love. But my point is, I'm going to tell you about some of the speakers. 2 of the speakers really stood out to me. A lot, most of them did. But one of them, his name is, hold on a second, Andrew Flolan. I may be saying it wrong, but he's an NFL veteran. He was an NFL player. And it's wild because when we see these amazing people, we think, oh, they're lucky, they got it easy. And he was sharing all of his struggles of how he got to where he was. And sometimes it's a little luck, but when you do that hard work, it all pans out. Another person she had there was Sonia Richards. She was she won a gold for track and field. And hearing these people's stories of how they had to just push. For example, with Andre, he was saying, when I think he said college, or when he was playing college or high school, college, there was another football player that was bigger and better than he was. And some things you just, you can't outdo. And he was saying how, I think it was 3 years, this player kept playing, but then he got kicked out of school and then he got to play. And he was just saying how his whole life, he had to like always be ready because he didn't know when his shot was going to come, whether it was off season or on season. And some people just work when they think, oh, it's about to be that, I got to get this job. No, you have to stay ready, right? It's not that opportunity of get ready. You have to stay ready all the time because you don't know when your opportunity is going to come. I know X and Love. I'm sorry, I'm crashing over there on Instagram. Go to Facebook or YouTube. It's not crashing over there. But even with consistency, right, and training, and then with the athlete, when she won the bronze, she said when she was in high school, she would do 1,000 sit-ups a day. No one told her to do it. She just wanted to be better. And she was talking about the different trainers and the different coaches. And a lot of this that I got from this event was everybody needs a coach. Well, if you want to be better, right? Because you can't see all of the angles. Every good coach has a coach. I was told that Oprah Winfrey has over 5 coaches because you have different areas of your life. Now, she was saying that and mental health is so important, because she was saying when she went to the Olympics in whatever year it was, she was supposed to be everyone knew she was a winner. She'd beat all these people, but then something happened in her personal life. We had to get the book to figure out what it is. She didn't tell us, but something was going on in her personal life where, good morning, Bella Bell, where she pretty much, I'm not going to say choked, but she lost. She got the bronze. So that's still winning, right? And she talked about being grateful. And they said when she got up on the stand to get her medal for the bronze, she just looked sad because she was supposed to win the gold. And she said she got all these emails from people saying how you're so ungrateful. How could you not be happy? Blah, 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 blah. But you got to remember, our standards and other people's standards are way different. And fast forward to the following years, she's training to do it again. And she said this time she started doing 2,000 sit-ups a day. Some of us won't even do one sit-up a day, right? Again, doing more, being better. If you're not seeing the results you want in your life, whether it's with your business, your relationship, your finances, your physical health, do more. Stop making the excuses. Well, I don't have money because, I don't want to hear because. Good morning, Marcella, over here on Clubhouse. Do more. Can we all unmic and just say do more on the count of 3? Unmic for my people on the stage. Unmic, unmic, unmic. He's got to sound all sexy with it. All right, PJ, here we go. On the count of 3. Unmic, guys. Unmic, Marty, if you can. If you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Do more. Do more. Thank you, everyone. I want to challenge you all today. Do more. You can turn your mics off, guys. Thank you. Do a little bit more. And it doesn't even have to be a lot more. It's like such a little difference. Did you know that when you're ready to quit, I'm talking about physical fitness, whether it's exercising or whatever, when you're ready to quit, you're so close to the finish line and you have about 10% more energy in your body. Like if you're working out and you're like, I'm done, just count to 5. Give like 5 more, because that's what's going to make you grow. That's what's going to stretch your mind and your body. So my first tip in regards to being consistent is going to events. You're around those people. So I want to see who wrote some events in here. Did you guys write some events?
I want to share mine.
Go for it. Power Rangers. That's what it was. Thank you, guys. I need you guys to write some events in here. Go ahead, PJ.
Yeah, I'm going to share the event because I'm still gleaming from the event. First, I want to say that Ashley is a super fantastic attorney turned entrepreneur. Her book is intellectual, inspiring, and informative. And so even if you can't go to her event, get her book. But if you can go to her event, look, do yourself a favor and get there. Look, I went to T.M. Hyman's event, Leadership on Demand. And I've gone to a lot of events, as you know, Starting as I support folks with events, and that consistency is very important for mindset and for growth. There were 3 Grammy Award winners. Every speaker was a keynote speaker. There wasn't somebody to open up with the energy of Startina, an entertainment group to keep you there and keep your interest until the keynote came. Every last speaker, stars, was a keynote.
Love it.
You needed a tape recorder because you couldn't write stuff down quick enough from the gems that they were dropping. And it's very seldom that you go to an event to where every speaker, sometimes you may get 2, at the most may get 3.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get every last one,
yes,
it not only says something to the event about the event coordinator, it says something about what TM talks about all the time, and that is relationships. For him to have relationships with this caliber of people, for them to come to the event to pour into us. And then we had our own G.A. Pimpleton, who is not only a financial advisor extraordinaire, but I think he may have been nominated for a Grammy too, because he did some music. He's a veteran. GA does a whole bunch of stuff y'all don't even know that GA do.
Okay, GA, come through. I love it. So PJ, check it out. Another great thing that's good about going to events, guys, is you get the pre-stuff. PJ, you were talking about her book, but she wrote a new book and it's not even out for 90 days. It's called Millions from the stage. And this is her whole, this is huge. And I'm going to read just and she read this during her, her speaking as well. And it's just, it blows my mind at how wonderful and amazing people are. Here we go. I've earned more with a single talk than most US presidents. Let me explain. Former presidents typically command between 150,000 and 250,000 for a speech. The highest paid might pull in 400,000. Impressive. But I've delivered presentations that have generated over 1 million in less than 90 minutes. Is that crazy? And so, PJ, this is her new book right here. And again, making sure that I would say your vibe is your tribe and you could feel the love. Her mom, Lady Valerie, was in charge of the production of the event. And she was saying this is her first year that she had her family working and doing all the things. And this is the highest event income wise that she made. I forgot the number. And her father is a pastor. Her husband did some pastoral work. And we had a gospel concert the last night. And just knowing that you're around like-minded people, it was just phenomenal. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking about consistency in your relationships, in your finances, in your physical fitness. And physical fitness, that is my jam. That is my main thing that I focus on for various reasons. I'm 52 years old, and let me tell you, Lord of mercy, I don't know how people who don't exercise, who don't eat clean, live and feel good. I don't know, because I am like, that is my main thing, as I mentioned. And the reason why physical fitness is my main thing is because my father passed away at 49 years old from a massive heart attack, right? He just did what the average American did. He worked, of course, I'm sure he had stress, and stress is the hugest thing that you can do. Do you know, type in the chat if you know anyone who passed away, in your lifetime under the age of 60 or 50. I'm just curious the numbers, because I'm hearing a lot of people that are passing away at young ages from heart disease. And if you didn't know, heart disease is the leading cause of death in America. And guess what, guys? It can be prevented. It can be prevented with diet, with exercise, wow. Maria, please speak on that. Is that 35 years old or 35 years ago?
He was 35 years old, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, workaholic. We had only been in America a few years, and he already had his business, a home in less than 1970. He bought a house in 7 years. And he was just working. And 35 years old, did not get to enjoy the house he bought.
Wow.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow. I want to share something with you guys, because first of all, some of the things we can't control because it's genetics, right? If you're tall, you're tall. If you're short, you're short. You can't change those because that comes from your family line. And some other things we can't control, like high cholesterol, diabetes, because it's in our genes. We can work on it. And I just want to give some love to LaWanda. Her dad passed away at 59, 3 months before his 60th birthday. Christina, her brother, at age 48 from heart disease. Gail, someone at 48. Jessica, her stepmother's cousin, passed from stress. And Maria, that is crazy. 35 years old from stress. Stress will kill you guys. It'll do it to you. I was talking to someone yesterday, and he was saying how, something's going, he's like, I don't know what's going on. Something's going on with my heart. I got to go to the doctor. It's just stress. And stress, like, let it go, guys. Like a fart, what happens if you don't fart or if you don't poop? You get all stuffed up, right? I know it's like vulgar. That makes me think of you and your fart. Is it your fart song, PJ? What is it? Your.
No, it's TP. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Well, still, you need the toilet paper for not for the farts. Anyway, back to the topic. I'm sorry, guys.
Tina, can I just share something?
Yes, go.
So when my son, my oldest, was 3.5, I think he was, the doctor did a cholesterol test on him just because it gave the history.
What age? What age?
It was like 3.5-ish.
Okay.
So they did I don't know, she said it was a standard cholesterol test, but I had told her the history. Well, P.S., at 3.5, he had high cholesterol.
Wow.
And I said, wow. She says, we're testing for it earlier. I said, okay. She goes, yeah, because you don't all of a sudden at 53 have high cholesterol. There are signs of it earlier in life. And I did what I had to do. And thank God right now, I got it down. I gave him Cheerios. I cut the high fat milk. I did a lot of things to help lower it. And when I brought him back, the doctor said, wow, this is great. I said, yeah. She said, what did you do? And I told her everything I did. You see, the thing is, though, is getting into action. Like for me, like I'll even get in an elevator. I'm terrified of elevators. I'll even get in an elevator to save my kid. But I have to do it for me too, so I could be the great grandmother on earth that I want to be. So the things I do today are for later. I'm so grateful for this 90-day challenge. My body is screaming at me. I've been walking 30 minutes on my walking pad with my weighted vest. I had to reduce the weight on my vest because my body is yelling at me and it's saying, how dare you make me work after 50-something years of not working? And it's yelling at me right now. Like it's yelling. Advil, I took 2 Advil so I could sleep, and I never take Advil. It's so bad, but so good because I know at the end of 90 days, I'm going to be, I think the hashtag is unrecognizable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And speaking about this, because, and you said, and you're right, Marie, when you said it doesn't happen overnight or at 52, because when I was 22, the doctor's like, your cholesterol is kind of high. It's not like bad where you need medication. And then every time I went to the doctor would say, it's a little high. You might have to get medication next time. But I would always ignore them. And then I'm like, I'm not going back to the doctor because there's nothing wrong with me. And when is the last time you went to the doctor and checked in on your health and wellness, right? So when I turned 49, I remember this so clearly. I had just done a full marathon and I was a vegan at the time. So I hadn't been eating meat at all, period, point blank, for like 8 years. And I would go up a flight of stairs. I would do a jumping jack. Anything I did physically for 30 seconds, I would be out of breath. Literally. That is how it would sound. I'd be so out of breath. I went to the doctor. I'm like, something's wrong with me. He did an EKG. He put a heart rate monitor on me for 2 weeks. They did all these tests. And then I came back and he's sitting there. Now the doctor is overweight, right? So he's like, your heart, your organs, everything is wonderful. I said, well, something's wrong with me because my heart hurts. It feels like something's stepping on me when I run. He says, well, your heart is great, but you have bad blood. I'm like, what are you talking about? Remember, I told you I was vegan. I had not been eating meat. My blood type is -O. So since I wasn't eating meat for all those years, my hemoglobin levels were very low. And I needed to start eating meat. When I started eating meat, I started feeling better. And of course, what do you think happened then when I started eating meat? I started gaining weight. And I guess it's been like, by the way, is Mary Lynn in here? Mary Lynn's not in here. Oh, she's in here. Mary Lynn, I'm down 17 pounds. I am like, oh, I papi chulo. But you have to find that niche for you. Long story short, I went back to the doctor yesterday because something's going on with my hip. I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest thing ever. I can run, but if I go sideways or go downstairs, there's this stabbing pain in my hip/groin area. And he's talking about cholesterol. And again, he's like, if you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're probably going to have to take the medication. And I say this to say, if me, Tina, I work out 7 days a week, sometimes 2-3 times a day. I had my beautiful yoga this morning. If me eating clean, if I am still, I don't want to say struggling, dealing with health issues, what makes someone who's drinking soda every day, going to fast food, what makes you think you're not going to get sick or die, right? That is my whole thing. Do you want to die? And sometimes you have to be that blunt. I literally was screaming at my mother not a few years ago, like 7 years ago, because she was just doing whatever, eating her little cake, like all the time. I can understand every now and again dabbling in it, but if you're consistently like at least 3 to 5 times a week just eating what the world gives you, the world's going to kill you. They want you on medication, they want you doing all those things. And I literally was yelling at her, you're going to die. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about consistency. The first thing I mentioned was going to events. The second thing is your mindset and your morning rituals. This is the foundation of my 5-part framework for my program. So trauma no more, elevate your life, whatever you want to call it. That is what we do. We have a 5-part framework. And the foundation of this framework is all about your mindset and your morning rituals. What are you doing? What do you naturally do, right? When you wake up in the morning, do you just jump out of bed and get dressed? That used to be me years ago. I legit would make it so it's like 5-10 minutes. I just get up, jump in the shower, out the door. I didn't pray. I didn't breathe. I did nothing, right? But now, depending on the morning, I didn't listen to my devotional this morning because I was running a little late. And but it's certain things that I have to do. My body just naturally, okay, got to work out. Gotta breathe, gotta do the things. So I want to hear from you guys. Actually, I'll share some things that you can do first if you're just starting out. First of all, meditation. I've added this to our classes. So we have classes at 5:50 in the morning. And I was like, team, we got to do more. That's my thing. We got to do more. So I said, let's start 5 minutes early. So now we start with meditation. And for me, I need to slow down. I think I really have my Aunt Donna told me about a friend of hers, and I don't know what she has, but whatever this woman has, it's something in her blood, and I'm going to ask her. And the woman's always going. She's going, and she can't keep still, and she's always going. Maybe it's her vitamin D. I don't know what it is. But for me, it is very challenging for me to slow down, to be still. And I say that to say meditation, it just really lets your mind come up with great, amazing ideas. And when you're quiet, when you're still, guess what, guys? You can hear. You can hear from my God. You can hear what's meant for you. If you're constantly scrolling, if you're constantly on the phone, if you have all this noise, right? How can you think? How can you really be present in the moment? Do you listen to music? Do you listen to stuff in the car? I mean, I listen to a lot of books when I'm driving, but just start with like 2 minutes, 5 minutes of just being still. This is going to get your mindset in motion, right? Reading books. Maybe you're not into reading books, listening to books, right? I read for the 4th time, You Are a Badass at Making Money. Whew, love that book. It always keeps me going. And when you hear a book or read a book, you're going to see something different in it that you missed before and keep going and hearing other people's stories, right? Like, well, that person did that and they can get through, because we're all destined for greatness if you do the work, if you put in the work. That's why everyone's here in this room here, so that you can learn, so you can be better, right? Mindset. Before I go to tip number 3, does anyone want to share some things that they do that might be able to help us in regards to morning rituals? Because I always say your morning starts the night before. It doesn't start in the morning, the night before. What do you have to do? Even though I guess, I had a long weekend, guys. I had a long weekend. Like I told you, I was in Georgia. I was supporting at the Ashley Kirkwood event. So my body was still tired. So last night I didn't prep for today, but I knew that I had things to do and in order. So the night before is when you want to prep. And with your food, right? Prep. I got to get a new lunchbox, by the way. I need a cold lunchbox. So I'm rambling here. Who wants to share some of their morning rituals, evening rituals? Go. I hear you. I heard somebody on mic.
Oh my gosh. Can you guys hear me okay?
We hear you loud and clear. Oh, my girl, Health Wells. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, good morning, champions. Woo! Okay, so 2 quick things, and I think a lot of people make excuses and overlook, and it's just, I'm a living witness. So in college, I had a professor, Tina, who died. He and I used to have these cholesterol conversations. I don't think anyone in his family made it to 60.
Oh my Lord! You're gonna make me take this medication, Health. I mean,
yeah.
I was fighting.
Well, it's deeper than a medication. It's just that it's almost like people who know that they are naturally born with higher levels can be in denial. And in many ways, I was in denial. He was taking the medication and he still died, which is what made me start to really look deeper into functional medicine and what are some more natural ways, because, if people don't complain about having to have eyeglasses, I'm like, I can't sit here and complain about nature, just coming into this earth with everyone in my family with more than, normal, natural high cholesterol levels, which means there's certain things that I'm just not able, I have to be mindful of foods that are packed, you know what I mean, with like high sodium, like hot dogs, sausages. I can't have the same levels as what's normal for other people is not going to be, beneficial for me. But here are things that I think people don't think about is that I have to run offense. Your defense is great, but you have to run offense. And there are two things that I never skip when it comes down to my weekly regimen, and that is green tea. Whether
I like that. What's good about the green tea? I've heard about that.
So you need the EGCG, and there's also catechins inside of green tea. And you guys can look this up. You can go to the NIH. You can go through actual like Google Scholar, where you can do real research and pull abstracts and go to the, the library, the Congress of Medicine, or whatever the long order. I'm still a little loopy, y'all. I had a little procedure, so that's why I'm home. And chaga, like I don't play about my mushroom elixirs. I interchange between the chaga mushroom coffee or the lion's mane mushroom coffee, but those two I don't play about, and they have been proven to lower LDL. I'm the only person in my family. I should have high cholesterol, but guess who ain't got high cholesterol? And I'm overweight. So there's a lot of things that naturally that people could be doing. I don't play. I steep 3 to 4 green tea bags every single day. If you are sensitive to caffeine, get the decaffeinated one. You still don't get the EGCG. You have to actually run a solid health offense. And guess what? I'm getting that walk in 20 minutes a day, and I'm doing my 4-7-8 method. Nitric oxide is also a benefit. I just listed free things that you could do. So the green tea and the chaga mushroom elixir, that's my two that I would highly recommend to anyone who seriously has like high cholesterol or you were born with a disadvantage. Back to you.
I love this. You're not going too quickly. So your cholesterol is fine now, you're saying?
I'm telling you, losing my professor, going to class and seeing a paper, on the door, and then the dean comes in and talking to all of us, and we were just talking with him. It was a public health class, and to see like he just died the next week, it was insane. And he was young. He was young, in my opinion.
Right. So you said you're the only one in your family who doesn't have it or taking medication because of what you do? So I just text you health, but I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard, and I might be pulling you in. I'm doing a summit in a few weeks about health and wellness, and cholesterol is close to my heart, right? Like the doctor literally wants me to take medication. I'm fighting him. I said to him, please give me till December. And I've been like so focused, girl, like I'm eating cleaner than ever. But I heard I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard, health. You're going to be doing an ebook. It's going to be $19.99 or $27.99. Or I heard you're going to be doing like a course or something on how to lower your cholesterol. I don't know. But let's get this cholesterol down. Yes, so I'm going to be hitting you up. Mindset, right? And not being stubborn. And I'm that stubborn one. So thank you for saying that, health, because, a lot of people, I'm going to say, die because of pride, right? I have so many clients that say, I don't like water. I don't drink water. I don't want to drink water, and end up in the hospital or sick because they don't drink water. Something that's so simple. And I'm like, if you can't even do the basics, like drinking water, Renee, how much percentage of our body is water? I should know this, but that's why I got her. She's going to type in the chat the amount of water that our body has. You want to be drinking the water to clean your system out. Another client said to me, and Jess, I don't know if you're able to chat, if you want to unmic and share your conversation. It's just, we got to start with the basics, right? If you can't do the basics of, that, and it's going to be hard. Let me go on to my next topic. Did she put in the chat yet? Let's see. Let me read what you guys wrote. Kathy wrote, you don't have to take the medicine to lower cholesterol. I'm driving and able to express my awareness in the area. More research on. Kathy, we'd love to hear from you. Pastor Jeff, what video is this?
That's the Poopin' song.
The poopit song, not poopit, teepee song. Jessica says you would have to pull me up. Okay, raise your hand, Jess. I don't see ya. Um, if you're just coming through, we're talking about consistency, right? Where's your name? I don't see you, girl. Oh, there she is. Welcome, Jessica, with the pretty face. Jessica, tell us your thoughts about water. You have to unmic if you're speaking. I'm not sure if you are. That's the button on the bottom right.
Sorry. Okay. Thank you. I'm learning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome to our space, girlfriend.
Hey. So I'm going to tell you, it is so important to drink the water. I was sick and holding on to the symptoms and everything for an additional length of time because the doctor told me your body's trying to get up this stuff, but you can't get it up because you ain't even drinking enough water. You know how like when you sit there and you do like you have like maybe postnasal issue or something like that, or you're just like congested and you cough and it's productive and something comes up. Well, every time I coughed, it wasn't enough to like really get anything out. And my doctor got on me. She said, you have to drink your water. This is not a game. I had a Brita water filter from my old apartment that was on the actual sink. It doesn't fit where I am now. I went out and I brought the little cooler thing that you can put in the fridge or sit on your counter. Like, it's so serious. And I filled up my water bottle today. I have had, because even with the drinking water, I feel better. I don't have a gallbladder, guys. I do not have a gallbladder. It is so challenging with bathroom. I know that's like TMI, but it is. But drinking this water, I'm not struggling. So
I love it.
It's important.
I love it. Thank you. Renee said 60% of our body is made of water, so we need more. Kathy, I saw you wrote in the chat. Are you able to speak, Kathy, on cholesterol? Because I'm sure there's someone else besides me that's struggling with it.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the cholesterol. I'm kind of in high traffic, but I just regarding. A lot of this is resonating because studies, our medical sciences show even that even though cholesterol, a pill will help it go down quick, but there are ways that through our eating habits we can easily reverse it. And I say easily, but it's with water. Many of the Harvard medical studies that are done in the last 5 years, water was the placebo variable. In other words, making sure people are doubling the water when they take a certain pill because of how it was it for use. To go to where the body needs it. So, and I'm at my destination and I'm just running late. So
Thank you.
Water is, like I say, it's medicine is our science. And we take what we've learned the last 25 years and they're reversing some of this information. I work with ALS, dementia and TBI patients, brain injuries, and it's just amazing what cholesterol, like too much cholesterol in the brain as it ages is not necessarily a bad thing, depending on what type it is. And that's where we get into the good fats and the bad fats and the good seed oils or the bad, whatever. So it's really a lot. This is interesting. I wish I could be on here more, but
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about consistency in all areas of your life right now. We're talking about consistency with your health and wellness and cholesterol. And then we're talking about water. And in our community, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a special water bottle challenge. And I want to invite you all. The challenge today is to drink 1 gallon of water. And for everyday life, you want to drink half your body weight in grams. So let's just say you weigh 200 pounds. You want to drink at least 100 ounces a day, right? Look at your little water bottle. If you say, oh, I don't drink water at all, and soda does not count, I'm going to say tea does not count, but some people will say tea counts. But getting that water in is so very important. Thank you all for that, for those, additions about cholesterol. We're talking about consistency. Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to say I had to change my relationship with water.
Ooh, I like that.
And I found, because it's awareness. It's about awareness. Don't laugh, but my Barbara Majeski water bottle is the water bottle for some reason that my brain attaches to remembering to do. When I forget that water bottle at home, I could go to 7-Eleven and buy all the 2 for $4 bottles of water that I want. but for some reason, it's that water bottle. Now, that's me. That's me being aware of Maria and making sure I don't forget it. And when I lose this one, because my last one, I need to make sure I get into her website and get another one. But that's just me, and that's what works for me.
I love it. I love it.
The raising the awareness of what works for you, and it's very easy to drink 4 of those bottles. Each of them are about 32 ounces. I try to drink 4 of those, sometimes 3.5, but I don't always get to 4. But that's what I know is if I fill it 4 times, I'm good for the day. But today I left it home, and that's why
I love it. I love it. And like she said, guys, you have to do what works best for you. This water bottle right here, I had a Friendsgiving last year and Mary Lynn came and she forgot her water bottle. And she's like, oh, you can have it. What are these water bottles called, guys? They've got some funny name. But anyway, I started putting stickers on them. And on the front, the top, I have my son sticker of my nonprofit. On the bottom, I have my business sticker. And then I just started putting stickers on it. Like Maria said, this is my 4th hand or my 4th child. It's like, I have to have my water bottle. And Renee got me a new one. I'm so excited. That's going to be my speaker water bottle. But you have to connect it with something, right? So this water bottle is my thing. What is something, attaching your habit to something, right? We all need that water. So today, just think of how you can add more water into your life, whether it's a water bottle, taking 3 sips at a time, right? Tip number 3 in regards to consistency. And what are we talking about consistency with? Whatever you need it for. Maybe you need help getting consistent with your health and wellness, with your finances, with your relationships. It's all going to come from the 3 things we mentioned. Number 3 is your physical movement or exercise, right? That's what's going to transform you. 1, it gives you so much confidence, right? The average person wants a little bit more confident because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm not too confident if my hair might be messed up or I don't like the outfit fits or the scale is up a bit or whatever. What is it that you need to feel confident? I can guarantee you, if you're moving your body and exercising, you're going to naturally have those endorphins coming of feeling strong, right? And me, I'm changing now, being the scale is where I kind of like it, is more like into the weights, right? Like, am I able to do 30 pounds of bicep curls or squat X amount of weight or whatever? You have to do what's best for your body. I'm going to wrap up everything we talked about today. And if you want to give me your info, that's great. We talked about 3 things that you can do to be consistent in your life. The first one I mentioned was going to events. It could be virtual events. It could be live events, but going to events with the things that you want and that you want to be like, right? Because by seeing other people, by being a part of it, it's going to help you so much. So the first thing is going to events, because I got to go to Ashley Kirkwood's event. I got her book, Millions from the Stage. She is phenomenal and just so loving. So the first one is going to events. The second one is working on your mindset with your morning and your evening rituals, creating a routine for yourself, whether it's journaling, listening to devotionals, reading the Bible, exercise, I don't care, but some type of evening and morning rituals. That's what's going to get you a wonderful life, guys. I actually wrote an ebook about it because at the end of 2021, it was my best year ever. At least at that point, I thought. Right. And I'm looking at my life and I'm like, wow, this year was wonderful. I went to Paris, something I always wanted to do. I did a full marathon, something I always wanted to do. There were a few other things as well, but I was like, oh my gosh, how did you do this, girl? I was locked into BWC every single morning, and being around all these champions are what kind of gave me that foundation to have that wonderful life. So you have to first figure it out. What makes you feel good, right? So your mindset is number 2. And number 3, physical movement, exercise. And, we talked about cholesterol today. Health Wells is going to be doing a workshop on it. Hopefully she comes through to my summit and talks about cholesterol and how to get it down naturally, because we can do that. Those are my tips. Questions, comments. We have like 3 minutes until I'm throwing the mic up in the air. I would love to hear from you. If anyone wants to share, go for it.
Greetings. Namaste.
Hello.
Yes, I wanted to share from a long time, but things going on in my background. But finally I can talk. Yay!
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So getting straight to the point. Well, but Stars, can you you're unmuted and I'm finding it difficult to speak. Could you please mute yourself? I'm sorry.
Are you serious, girl?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. So, getting straight to the point, well, I want to say when it comes to being consistent, I want to create lifestyle content with consistency. And when I say that, I want to do it in different forms. I want to write books. I want to do blogs. I want to do podcasts. I want to sell physical products, customized products, digital products, and services. And I'm doing all these, and I am very passionate about it, and I'm loving it, to state it simple, and, when it comes to yes. Can I speak? Okay. Yeah. All right.
Turn it over.
Okay, I'm not sure if you're finished, but we're almost at the end of the hour. I have to turn the mic over. So I just wanted to say thank you all for coming through this morning. We talked about consistency. If you want a little bit more, you can click the link. I'm having an event on a workshop on consistency that's going to dive even deeper. And this is Breakfast with Champions, my favorite morning show. We're here 7 days a week. We have so many moderators, so many lovely topics, and I just like to keep my time in order. So apologies, Smiley, that you weren't able to finish. If you want...
We're all in quick stars. It won't take a minute also, not even a few seconds. I just want to wind up.
Just say it.
Thank you. Okay, so there are 5 C's in my life that I've learned the hard way that helps me to be consistent. Consistency is a part of that. And that is clarity, consistency, confidence, cognition, and cordialness.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Confidence, cognition, and cordialness. These are the 5 important C's in my life that help me.
It's 9 o'clock.
Love it. Thank you. It is 9 o'clock. Thank you all for rolling through. I'm going to toss the mic up in the air now. Thank you, champions. Bye.